Beat Fura, it's a very great pleasure to welcome you to Finland again to work with the Helsinki Chamber Choir and the Uusinta Ensemble. We're spending an intensive weekend recording your music, and then we're going to perform 3 concerts in honor of your 60th birthday in Espoo and St. Petersburg and Tallinn. So one of the main works we have on the program is the Enigma series, 6 compositions with texts by Leonardo da Vinci. Can you tell us a little bit about what moved you to compose this series?
I've composed them for non-professional choirs, step by step. So I was working with those Leonardo da Vinci texts since quite long time, and I tried to find a way to simplify my. I tried to find a way to write for young, non-professional musicians, not too difficult, but also not losing my
your musical language.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So there are no compromises in this sense of aesthetic compromises.
No, there is inspiration by the text of Leonardo da Vinci, of course, but I wouldn't say compromises, but.
I find it fascinating that how you manage to build very personal, strong, short pieces out of extremely simple material, but it's still very clearly your musical language and nobody else's. And it's fascinating to work with. What fascinated you about the texts by Leonardo da Vinci?
It's the new view on the world and new view on things around Leonardo da Vinci. He found a trick to give us this new perspective. It's a form, the form of an enigma, where he talks about things we already know, but he talks in a way that's it's a completely different perspective. So
yes, it's in the future. It's like he describes things that we all know, but he writes it in the future tense, exactly. So it becomes like a prophecy.
Yes.
And he's talking about metal or about dreams, about things that we all know, but in this way that it slightly distances you from them. We also have Voices Still, a work for ensemble and choir, which actually started out as a composition just for ensemble and called Still, and then you added the Voices 12-voice choir as part of an opera, Begehren. So what's the relationship between the original piece just for ensemble and then the opera? What kind of process happened there?
It's a way of painting over existing painting or photography. It's also to have to put this already existing music in another dimension, in another space. And this was a formal idea for the whole opera, for Begehren, to have several layers of text, several layers of sound, and my work was like restoring a painting in a church to give each of those layers a presence, and of course it changes completely the original. In Begehren I have the Latin text, I have an Italian text by Pavese. It's all about Orpheus, the myth of Orpheus, but I give a certain perspective on the myth. There is the Ovid, Pavese, and Günther Eich different times, different languages. And it's important for me, the choice of the language. Latin, so what is the language of the choir, which is not understood maybe, and a new interpretation of Pavese, and a contemporary interpretation of Winter Eich. Mm-hmm. It's all around authors. Mm-hmm. There are two personalities in Begehren, female, male, and they come step by step together in the opera, and they meet somehow in different spaces, and they leave each other. Again, one starts singing, ends speaking. So it's the way from the spoken language to the sung language, and the male starts speaking and ends singing.
Mm-hmm. So I hope now, of course, we are doing just this one movement called Voices Still. I hope one day we will have the opportunity to do the whole opera. But thank you very much. It's very nice to have you here, and we look forward to continuing the work with your music.
Thank you.